I was waiting for the timer.
Sorry, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Safe Space. We are all very excited to be here today because we have some new changes. We have, obviously new equipment. We have new technology that we're going to be using this episode. So this is really exciting for all of us. But welcome to Safe Space, guys. How's everybody feeling?
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Weston, just wanted to start off by saying happy belated birthday. It is
Thank you.
Gemini season, so woo woo. Shout out to all
Woo-hoo.
the Geminis out there. Um,
Yeah.
so today's podcast is going to be talking about what we've been up to during like our 2 week break. Are we hitting 3 weeks now?
Probably, yeah.
Our 3 week break of podcasting. So we've been pretty consistent with recording every Monday. And we've kind of had a good flow going. We had some changes to our crew. We had some changes overall that's been happening in all of our lives. So I thought it'd be really cool to share what's been going on with us since then, and talking about EDC and something that we wanted to clarify, what is Plur? So we're going to get to all of those things today. I wanted to start off by Celeste telling us about her experience this EDC. Tell us about your experience.
So it was really good. I'll be honest, the more time goes on, the more of a blur it becomes, even though in the moment I was very present, it's become a blur as it goes on. But I feel like a lot of things kind of like lined up, including the little hands. This is the first time I've been to so many races. The first time I actually got little hands. Not only did I get two, they're perfectly left and right. And so, and then also Camp EDC, I will say, is a whole other beast. And I thought I was like pretty good at raving in terms of bouncing back until Camp EDC knocked me on my ass for a minute. So
I think it knocked us all on our ass.
yeah,
It was pretty rough. I have to say, in the past 3 festivals that I have gone to, that was like really, really pushing it. I think that was worse than Coachella
Wow.
for me personally.
it
Because
was a lot.
Coachella, I would consider a beast also, just because of the weather and the conditions of just the grounds in general. And then
Yeah, definitely.
going in and having no idea what to expect, Coachella could be very challenging. And I felt like that with camping at EDC, and I did not think it was going to be anything like that, to be honest with you.
Really.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, but I was not
I feel like
expecting to almost
Coachella's like
die.
I feel like Coachella is different too because if there's so many different genres,
Hmm.
so like if you're not used to like a certain genre, like if you're a country fan and you go into Coachella to see like a couple artists, you might run into a bunch of ravers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you might not be used to that as
you
well.
definitely can see that. I felt like I saw that.
Yeah.
I've been to Coachella.
No, I think you would love it. I think I said this to you before. You would really, really love it. I feel like it's your vibe.
I feel like I've never
Yeah.
ever been excited for Coachella, but this last, what do they call it? What's FOMO? I don't know what FOMO stands for, but like I feel like this last.
Fear of
Fear of
missing
missing out.
out.
Okay, yeah, fear missing out. I feel like I got that from this last Coachella. All the other Coachellas, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then this one sounded
Yeah.
like it was really good. I was like, oh damn, that one. Okay, that was a good one. I was like, nah, I've never got on the Coachella hype. It just wasn't my thing. I get stoked for EDC, and like I think I've reached a point where I'm ready to expand from EDC, and I'd rather go lightning in a bottle next year.
Ooh,
What's
that
what's
sounds
that?
good.
Lightning in a bottle or electric forest?
I know Electric Forest. What's lightning in the bottle? Is it
So
like similar?
lightning in a bottle is like a hippie, like it's like a huge hippie festival.
I
For
love
I
it.
think it's
Love the
for
sound of it.
Like Burning Man?
not as big. It's a little more. It's not as crazy as Burning Man.
A little more intimate?
It's more intimate. I think I've never been, but like from what my friend described to me, like he went when Janae Aiko played, and then
Wow.
a lot of the people from the shuffle stuff that I go to, they all went. All the shufflers went from LA Shuffle Squad. They all went. And like a lot of the flow artists that I know, like a lot of the people from the flow meetup at Huntington, they a lot of them went, and so it's like that kind of vibe. Like it's just really like crazy hippie stuff. I think over there they like it's different. It's like not a rave. It's just like more hippie vibes. It's
That's
hard.
how I feel about Coachella.
I feel like Coachella is just like an Instagram flex. Like it's like my friends have told me when they went to Coachella, one of them last year actually. She said that it's not like as like the vibes are okay. Like it's not like super hype like how raves are,
Yeah,
and
it's definitely not.
it's not rave culture at all. It's just more of like a lot of stuck up people is what she was
It's a bunch
telling
of
me.
rich people.
Yeah, they're like stuck up, and then all the memes I've seen of it, it's like, oh wait, people dance at Coachella. They're like this with their sunglasses on, and then ravers are like in it. You know, they're going
Not
feral.
me with my sunglasses on out there.
Yeah, and then Coachella never invited, like it never called to me because I'm like, it's just a bunch of snooty people. Like, if I want to see Beyonce, I'll just go see Beyonce. Like, I mean, it seems like a good bang for your buck in terms of paying for festivals, seeing all these big names. But like,
Yeah.
other than this last Coachella, like, I feel like it's like just a flex.
You
Mhm.
can buy like little homes at Coachella that you
That's what
can
they're
like
doing at
sleep
EDC
in.
now. That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, they're gonna start it
That's
next year. I
nuts.
guess you can have your own like little
Yeah,
mini
like on
house.
the
I didn't know
like
Coachella
on the
did.
yeah. Yeah, Coachella, like I saw this video where this guy was like interviewing people that spent money on those little homes that are like on the that are actually on the festival. Like you just walk into
Oh wow.
the fucking and so they're like 500,000. Like obviously the more
Jeez
you get, the
Louise.
more expensive they are. Yeah, it's nuts.
Here's
Yeah,
my thoughts about it. Um, because everything Brittany said is correct. It's not at all rave culture like what you're used to, like that very hype environment, that very Plur environment. And we'll get into Plur in just a
yeah,
bit. But it's almost kind of what I liked about it. It was a very different new experience, and I think that you would still get a kick out of it because I had those same expectations going to Coachella. I was like, the lineup never really excites me. Um, I really don't want to be like in the wind and shit. And I thought also it was very superficial, um, especially considering like how popular it became on Instagram. And when
yeah,
you get there, it's a lot more glamorous than like what you see. It's like a walking fashion show. It's very beautiful. It's very like enjoyable to like witness and be around because everybody gets excited for their outfits. And I feel like that's similar to rave culture because it's like you're fit. Like people go in pure cosplay, dressed head to toe,
mhm,
and it's like I think festivals really, really, really open that up for people to be very expressive. And I think just depending on the genre or the type of festival, um, you just get to see and experience new stuff that you haven't seen before.
yeah,
So it's very like Western, artsy, like it's very much that style. I don't even know what you would describe that. Like, how would you describe that, Brittany? Like, what style is Coachella other than just like the pinnacle of what I think is festival looks.
Well, yeah, I kind of agree with you. And like again, I've never been to Coachella, but my impression is that it's like half bohemian like chic, but like
Yeah,
like
bohemian.
there's like a certain kind of style bohemian chic, like the super plain bohemian chic,
Mhm.
mixed with like the other end of it, which is just like crazy high fashion shit you see on like a runway that people like shit that people don't actually wear at fashion shows, but they do it for the
Yeah,
fashion.
like ridiculous pieces.
Ridiculous. Like they'll have like a dress made of feathers or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's literally what you see. It's wild.
Oh, that's what my guess
yeah,
is. But like, no, I don't think that many people would do shit like that at like a rave. So
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah,
where
I feel
Coachella has
you.
its own unique kind of
I
culture.
It's definitely more
yeah.
extravagant
I feel
for
like there's
sure.
more like, especially during the day. Whenever I see Coachella online during the day, I get a lot more hippie vibes.
I love hippie
I'm
vibes.
like, but it's like the hippie look. I don't know if they're like actually like hippie. Like,
Yeah, I don't
it
know.
might
I don't know anybody that goes there, but
It's very
the
strictly
vibe.
pure fashion. I'm telling you. Like
it's
Yeah,
like
it's
superficial. Like it feels
Mhm.
really. Then that's I think that why I was never drawn to actually spend the money to go because it feels like it's just like it's kind of fake.
If
Like
Instagram filter was a festival.
If an Instagram filter was a festival. Damn, I have to take you guys to Coachella now and see if you feel different afterwards. Because I
I
literally
probably would.
said the same thing, and I actually had a really good time. Besides coming back with like a respiratory infection and like
Oh
going
shit.
going through the absolute
season.
ringer of like the
Yeah.
worst weather conditions you could possibly endure. It was
You're really
actually very
selling it.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, that was the I'm gonna
We're
be
all
really
like
honest. That
Coachella.
was the roughest part, but knowing what I know now, I can easily just better prepare this time.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
wasn't expecting any of that. I was just like, "Oh yeah, cool. We'll camp in the desert."
yeah.
Camping in the desert is just it's a fucking it's hard. It's not as easy as it looks.
It's a whole nother thing.
Me and
Yeah.
Tyler, like our relationship was really pushed. Like we really
You're
I'm
like,
surprised him and I survived. We didn't kill each other. Like we actually came out a little bit stronger. We were like,
no.
fuck, that was rough. It's
If
pretty
you
rough.
wanna if you wanna strengthen your relationship, go to Coachella.
Go to Coachella. That's where like the biggest test of your relationship can like thrive at. Um, but yeah, it is very different. It's not very Plur, and I kind of wanted to get into a little bit of what does Plur stand for. Um, how did you learn about it? When was the first time that you've experienced Plur, and how do you incorporate Plur now into your lives? Like, how has it affected you since? I'm curious to know.
Who are you asking?
Both of you guys. I mean, whoever.
Well, for me, it really is
Hold
like
on.
a whole culture. Like I think that's kind of more like as cool as the music is, and as much as I think people like to get messed up at festivals and stuff, I think what really makes it what it is the culture, which is Plur, which actually is kind of adopted an extra R recently. So peace, love, unity, respect, and responsibility. So that extra R nowadays we've added because people can be pretty crazy with it. But unlike kind of what we started topic wise for Coachella, like how they look like hippies. It's like no one really dresses that much like that at festivals. It's more electric, but they have the hippie attitude. They have the hippie like, everyone's sharing everything. Everybody's welcoming. Like there's no fucking judgment. Excuse my language. There's like no judgment at all. It's radical acceptance, and it's just like
Radical acceptance. That's
well,
beautiful. I love that. Radical acceptance is like, that really resonated with me. That hit.
that's why I like it. It's just like the ultimate freedom. Like you could do like anything, and as long as you're cool, no one cares.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've described it so perfectly. I feel like that should be on like Insomniac's website. I'm gonna like reach out to Pasquale after this and send that shit. I'm gonna send that shit over right now, Brittany, because that's literally the best way to like describe to someone who doesn't know Plur.
Radical acceptance. For a second,
Yeah,
I forgot what I said. I see me. You see the ears going. I was thinking,
you were going off like everything you were saying. Like really, really, really is it. That's what Plur represents, and it
Yeah.
is a place for you to be weird. It is a place for you to be yourself. It's a place for you to question yourself. It's a place for you to like even conquer a lot of your fears. So many people go, including myself, who have big fears of large crowds, traveling, being around alcohol, being around substances, being around such loud music like that. Sometimes it could put people off to festivals. So what would you
Yeah.
say, Weston? Like how can you convince someone to try it, you know?
Um, I don't really know if there is any convincing. You just have to just jump in. You just have to do it. Like, um, it's my first rave, I had no idea what Plur was.
Mhm.
I had no idea what the culture was like. I just knew that this is the music I love. And once I got there, I was like, wow, there's so many people that love the music just like
Right,
me.
right.
And just like any place you go to where there's where you're celebrating one thing together. It's intoxicating.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's you know, you enter a world where wow, you're not alone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You experience something that's bigger than yourself that um is like kind of like a, has a life of its own.
Mm-hmm.
And even me explaining this right now, I don't know if that could even convince anybody, but um, when you can't really, it's something you can't really understand unless you're there.
Right.
And I think that's the beauty of anything like this is just it's something you have to experience. It's an experience and it can become addicting. And
Yeah, that's
yeah,
for sure. Is there a in Plur also? Because addicting is definitely
yeah.
is part of that.
I think that's where responsibility comes in.
Addicting
Exactly.
radical
That's it, though.
acceptance.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
What?
that's
Don't make it arse of yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, rave culture is just they're good vibes to be around.
Yeah.
I don't think it takes much convincing. I think it's more of like if you just feel like you get the opportunity and you feel safe with the people that you're going with, um, why not? You know?
Well, that's another thing too, is like a lot of people think when you think of rave culture, you think that you have to be, I mean, yeah, it's a very specific type of music, but like it's dance music, but um, they think that you have to be into one specific genre of
Mhm.
music. And
Yeah.
my favorite DJing or my favorite DJs um, play all kinds of music, and
Mhm.
they're considered open format DJs, which they go from genre to genre of music. Like I love that because like, a lot of people that go to the raves, they love every kind of music. They get love rap,
Mhm.
EDM, rock, alternative. You know what I mean? Like,
I still don't
and
know all the
that's
genres for EDM. There's so many.
yeah. I mean, there's so many subgenres. That's true. There's
Mhm.
so many subgenres of EDM. That's it's kind of wild, but
It's overwhelming, and I can see like why people are like
yeah,
so off put to because they're like, what?
and that's why when a lot of there's it's hard becoming a DJ and knowing what your niche is
Mhm.
or like what you want to play um because there are so many subgenres, and that's my problem when I DJ is I can't stick to one genre.
Mhm.
Like I'm so ADHD and bipolar when it comes to music that
Mhm.
like uh it's crazy. Like I can go from playing like Blink 182 to like Drake to the next like
And you're really
you
good too.
know thank you. I
You're
can go from
really good. Like,
the,
shout out to DJ West because,
no.
like, no, seriously, because it's like you guys, I feel like have really, 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 really like you've blown away every party you've ever done for me.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Seriously, like you're like the only DJ I know that everyone's talked about after he's like left. Like, oh my god, he was really good. People have like, what's his number? Like, what? I'm gonna have him come to my freaking Halloween party. I'm like, all right, cool, DJ.
I love playing your parties. Like your
West.
every party, your family like is the ideal
They're an
family.
actual Ray family. They're an actual.
Yeah,
A literal Ray family, bro.
they're they're the only party that makes me feel like I'm part of the family.
Oh, I love it. I love that.
Like
I love
yeah,
that.
so
I love
like
that so much.
I will play for your family till the day I die.
Oh my god, that means a lot, bro. That means a lot. Thank you. Shout out to DJ West.
Of course.
I'm gonna add your Instagram to your headline
Sweet.
so people can
Thank
know where to
you.
find you. You too, Celeste. I don't know why it's not showing now. Does it go away with the banner?
I don't know, but
I don't know.
mm,
I mean, I guess we'll play around with it still.
Yeah.
Um,
Fine. We're trying out new technology.
They
But
might see it differently than we see it.
okay, cool.
um,
Um,
I also did kind of want to expand too on some of the things that, like, I guess expectations for rave culture.
mhm.
101s, if there's anybody listening who doesn't know some of the rules. One, if you go through a crowd, always say excuse me. Some
Yeah,
bonuses of going through the crowd because there's a lot of people. So if you don't like people, maybe reconsider.
yep.
But going through the crowd, it helps to fan people because those giant fans are life saving. Helps to fan people, helps to vibe. Compliments just keeps good vibes flowing. Find like if you like something, don't be shy to say something that you like somebody's outfit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially passing through the crowd because people can get irritated. Don't shove. Don't like
Don't
litter.
shove.
Just don't
Don't
be.
litter.
Just don't be a jerk in general.
Just be a cool human being and go for the
Yeah.
vibes. And it's cool. Maybe we should do like a video on plur etiquette. I feel like you and I would
Yeah.
be really good at that. We could kind of like help break that down for people because a lot of people don't know. And like a lot of people would even say, and I don't know if you guys have heard this, that plur's dead. And that broke my heart.
It's not. I mean, I can see why they would think that because I feel like as open as rave culture is to and accepting as it is, it's very clear who's in that culture and who isn't. Just because there's a lot of outsiders that come in, which is cool as long as you like accommodate
Ooh.
those etiquette, like you said. Um, and it helps to go with somebody who's a veteran in that scene. So like somebody who knows
Yeah.
better, like if you go to Japan, you probably are gonna research the culture a little bit so you know how to not be rude. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
so if you apply that same concept to places like a rave where there is a culture there, then I think you'll do okay. But I think a lot of people feel like Plur is dead because a lot of those like etiquettes aren't honored. And then also some like predatory behaviors like people sneaking or people going to those to like steal phones and stuff like that. Like
You
that's
hit a good point.
yeah, like
You hit a good point.
Plur has to really like I think that it's like with each of us too that keeps it alive because if we don't like we gotta watch out for each other because there's always gonna be some bad eggs no matter where you go.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Th- There's also something that I wanted to bring up too, that when I was first getting into raves, I'm sure it's changed now, but like this is like 2014 to like maybe 2018, where I was going to raves, and um, there's one thing that like really bothered me that happened almost every time I went
Hmm.
was, when you go to a rave, you're going to be in a crowd like no matter what.
I think I
And
know where he's
sometimes
going.
sometimes it's so full that like where the crowd goes, you go.
Right.
But there's a lot of cliques that go together as like a rave group
Right.
or a rave fan. And there's been multiple times where I were in a space and I was asked to leave because I wasn't part of their group.
that's interesting.
Um,
Never heard.
and like I've been asked like, hey man, like this is our rave fam, like you're not a part of it, like do you mind like leaving? And I'm like, I'd be I and I'd say the same thing. Sure, if you show me how can I leave this fucking group? You know what I mean? Like how can I
Yeah.
leave? Um, I have nowhere to go, my guy. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm
I think
sure
it's gotten better. It
That's
hasn't.
not
I'm sure
Plur.
that's changed.
I was like, that's not Plur. I've never met. I've never come
Yeah.
across them.
Yeah, I was
Like,
gonna say.
I'm like, in every situation I've been in, you're the homie now. Like I don't know
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
the homie now.
And that's usually always the vibe I get. But like you said, there's always going to be like a bad egg,
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
bad
feel
egg.
like. And I've never let that one thing ruin my experience,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
That's good. I like that you said that because it's like I haven't experienced that personally. But there's a
Hmm.
lot of things that I have experienced that even other ravers haven't. Um,
Yeah.
both Celeste and I, we've had our phone stolen. Um,
Mm.
To be fair, mine wasn't stolen.
Oh, hers wasn't stolen. My bad. I thought you said, I don't know why I thought that you had lost it there before and got it
I
stolen.
lost it a few times.
Oh, but they gave it back, huh?
Plur brought my phone back to me.
Period. Oh, that's a great
Time.
example.
Yeah, it's
I
good
love
vibes.
that.
Change the headline. Plur brings
Change
your phone back.
it brings your phone.
Plur protects
um,
you because somebody tried to steal Mondo's phone like dead ass from his pocket when we were walking through Space Laces.
uh-huh.
Like straight out of his pocket, and yeah, I guess he owed me money.
Uh-uh.
I was like, let's go back, I'll punch him.
But
And
no,
like
for real.
later on they found a guy and like literally everybody jumped him. Like that whole and there's a lot of people at EDC, bro. They jumped that fool.
I have like a mini story to tell you. Like it's kind of funny because
Take
I
us
don't know. Look, I almost want to like bookmark this because it has to do with what we're talking about exactly. And it's like something
Mhm.
happened that freaked me the hell out. Like just freaked me out.
What
And
happened?
I had like a whole ass conspiracy about the vans that were in front of us and the side of us. And I don't know if you picked up the same vibes that I was getting, but something sketchy was like going on between the three RVs. But I'm gonna save that story for another time because I don't know if I can get in trouble for saying certain things.
I want to know.
I don't want Pascual to come after me. You know what I mean? Because honestly,
the Plur.
my mom might file a lawsuit, a class A lawsuit. So
Really?
yeah, that's how serious it is. So
Damn.
yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell us on the phone sometime what
yeah, we're
happened.
gonna have to, and then maybe we can screen it and see, make sure we're not breaking any rules, and then like we could talk about it another time. But
Yeah.
Stay
yeah,
tuned. Will you hear about
stay tuned.
situation or not?
Will Brittany lose her phone? Stay tuned to find
Where did you
out.
lose your phone and get it back again?
I love it.
The first time I lost it, somebody had returned it to me, and it was during countdown, so it was raining. And like I thought, like either
uh,
A, my phone like is just fucked because of the rain, and I lost it somewhere, or two, someone stole it. I'm like, I
Mhm.
really, really hope somebody turned it in. I got it back, and there's a picture of these two girls that like they took a picture of themselves before they returned my
I
phone.
love that. I
I was happy. I was like, heroes for their
when
hero.
was this?
This was a countdown, so it was like New Year's Eve.
Oh, so this last one?
Yeah, this last one. And then I lost it again the next fucking day.
Take a
Rave
shot
Runner
every time.
had- I had a Rave Runner, and I have my qualms with Rave Runner because I bought stuff from them twice. Because the concept's cool, the execution fucking sucks. But the Rave Runner has a pocket right here, and like I used to always put my phone there, and I would never lose it ever, no matter how lit I got. It was always here. And then I put it. I thought maybe the first day I dropped it, but then I was like very secure about it. I was like, no, it goes here. Like every time I made a point to put it back, then it was gone, and I've come to realize that the fucking pocket got loose, and maybe when I was like walking or something, it fell out after I secured
Yeah.
it. And like so then I lost it again the second day. And then I lost it again at EDC. And then Sally thought I died.
I thought
Mhm.
somebody, I thought somebody abducted this woman. I thought somebody took her, and I was ready to fight everybody to find this woman.
There's the
She
three
had to be
RVs.
worried sick.
I don't know how she knew. Like she didn't talk to me almost the whole night. But then as soon as I lost my phone, she's like, "Where are you?"
We were not even like in the like we were not even near each other all weekend except when we went to camp or we accidentally ran into each other. That's pretty much it. That's
And I
Yeah.
pretty much it.
usually running into each other at camp. Like not even at EDC because you had like the opposite itinerary than I did.
Completely opposite itineraries and
And that's another thing too is like people need to know like don't even like bother using your phone.
They just take it back.
yeah, just
Uh
leave it
just
at the hotel,
I
bro.
mean if you can use it for videos and stuff, but if you're trying to call someone or text someone,
Mhm.
that's a dead end.
Well, actually, I have I was pleasantly surprised at how well I was able to communicate with everybody. Like the lag
Really?
very little, if to nothing. Like all the messages went through, and for almost everybody, I think.
Mhm.
Oh
So they
wow.
whatever was the issue, they
Maybe
fixed.
it's gotten better.
The irony is that we took fucking walkie talkies, and that shit was not working. Like it was not
I
working.
read that too. I read that wasn't gonna work, and I was like, I don't know how to tell Brittany that. I'm about she already. I'm about thinking about she already bought them. Like if they
No,
work, they
no
work. Like I'm not
Sunday, and I'm
gonna.
still missing two.
Oh fuck. But like it was difficult. Like look, I had like a specific itinerary like already in my head before we even got to Vegas because I was like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna stress out meeting up with everybody. I'm not gonna like do what everyone else wants to do. Me and Tyler were like, we're just gonna do our own thing. And when I got my tickets, I made that very clear with my family. I was like, I'm not going with you guys. Me and Tyler are doing our own thing. We want to just explore like on our own and have like that space to do that. My mom wants to keep like everyone together, bless her heart, like all the time. And like she would like needed to be like
I mean,
near
she's
us.
an actual mom.
I know.
Or,
I
like,
know. But I'm like, damn, I just want a little privacy with my mans and stuff like that. But we ended up having to be close together anyway because two people in our group last minute didn't have anywhere else to stay, and me and Tyler were the only ones with like extra room. So we were like, all right, well, we kind of guess because the people that we were with were supposed to be with them, and like I wasn't gonna tell them no, because they're my family.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we all ended up together, and then the first day we got there, um, Tyler was starting to feel a little bit guilty. He was just like, I feel like your mom really wants us to stay with them. And I was like, for my personal reasons, I just want to like go off on our own. And he was like, yeah, you're right. Like, me too. I want to go explore. Because when Tyler's like at a festival, he gets super anxious about losing everybody. And like, the more people there is for him to worry about, he like can't relax. So I'm like, this is going to be good for us. We're going to explore this on our own, team building skill, Coachella round two. And
yeah,
so
I'm too.
and so we did, and we actually really enjoyed the first night. The first night was cool, and I would really recommend that if you don't have a group to go with a partner, go with your best friend. I mean, it
Yeah,
really.
I solo rave all the time.
She's the queen of solo raving. Like she
I just
loves
find you
it,
guys. I was like,
and it just depends on your style. Like if you like community, you
Yeah.
like to be around people, find people that make you feel safe, to go with.
And
But
that's the
make
festival to go to.
and I go by
oh
myself. I don't
yeah,
go with friends.
and everywhere you turn, there's magic going on. There's people dressed up in costumes, go-go dancing all around you.
Yeah.
There's dancers, there's performers, there's like these things,
And
floaty things in the sky. Like there's fireworks. It's incredible.
people there, like if you're, I don't like going anywhere by myself, really. But um raves are the places where like people approach you
Yeah,
and people, you know what I
it
mean? Like
helps.
Do
I've
they?
been approached the
I
most during raves my whole like anywhere else.
Wow. Yeah. No,
strangers
same.
just hype each other up all day. That's like it's just a big old love fest, and you make more friends going by yourself.
Yeah,
Again,
absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like Brad fucking Pitt whenever I go to a rave.
You should feel like that every day, bro.
Because
You're sexy.
so
Have
many so many
fun.
random
little.
so many random people compliment me. I'm just like, damn.
First comment on this video was to type in the comments, Plur ain't dead. You get this. You win this. This is for you.
Damn.
Um, as a gift and to welcome you to the Plur community. Brittany and I brought some candy out to share with people.
Which, by the way, is a really awesome way to bond with people. It's a lot of times people will make candy that's a little personalized. So like they'll find somebody like they're silly with this, so they'll have like big booty and they give it to a big booty person, like things like that. So then there's you get a lot. You trade them though. Some people are really nice that they'll just give it to you, but like usually you'd make a trade.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a lot of trades. Well, okay, so this is something that I learned. Again, nobody told me this. My first rave, I had no candy, but I came back with candy because people were like, "Cool, it's your first rave."
I always
Um,
time ravers.
and then the second year, the candy that I got the first year, everyone was asking for it, and I was like, I don't want to trade it because I felt like I was gonna not get. I don't know. I felt like I was gonna not. It felt special to me. Sentiment. I was sentimental about the candy.
No,
So
yeah.
this
Yeah.
year, I made it a point to make a lot of candy to give out, and I ended up giving every single piece away. And then I had to buy actual candy as backup because that's how many people I ran into that were super cool and super friendly and really nice, and you get fun stuff and gifts. You pass out gifts. That's really what this is. You're passing
Some
out.
people pass out duck. Yeah, those ducks.
Mhm.
Their little hands. People just like
Shot cup.
hot clips, like literally get creative with it. I saw somebody saying they're giving out rats, which I don't think I vibe with the rats, but
Rats.
yeah, but there's a lot of
Imagine you get a whole pet. Someone just gives you a
Jared's
kitten.
over
You're like,
there.
what do I do with this cat?
nothing living, please. I don't think they'll let you in with that.
That's so. Where
Yeah.
did you hear that at? That's so
There was
interesting.
like this Instagram raver that was like for me, I have the rat. I'm like,
No, girl. Let's
like,
not
sorry,
do
girl, I'll give you a bracelet, but I don't want the rat. And then
this.
some
Poor
people have
baby.
one that did seem cool was like this 3D printed caterpillar. That seemed cool too.
That'd be really cool. Somebody gave Tyler a teeny tiny like miniature bottle of Coca-Cola.
That's
See what I
cool.
mean?
If you get it, you get it, you know. But he was so excited over that one gift. I was like, "That's adorable, honey. I'm so happy for you." But
Yeah.
yeah, candy's a great gift. You can give out actual candies. They do have to come wrapped, obviously for safety. So I went with Jolly Ranchers and Ring Pops.
Mhm.
Um, and they were a hit. You'll see why if you ever go to one. But yeah, like the Ring Pops specifically, a lot of people were using as pacifiers.
Yeah.
And this was the EDC that I found out why. Would you like to dive deeper into that, Brittany?
Yeah, so just also too for safety, nobody like we're not encouraging you to do drugs or anything like that. We're not gonna, we're not like promoting that but for
Hmm.
safety education, a lot of people, and it seems obvious, but in case you don't know, a lot of people do drugs there. They do things like ecstasy is the most popular one, um, or any version of that. Like be whether it's Molly or just straight MDMA. A lot of people take that. It's the most common, but they also do acid. They also do mushrooms. They also do coke. They all kinds of stuff. And most of those drugs, one, everybody encourages drinking water. Always drink a lot of water because like I'm not gonna tell you it's right or wrong to do drugs, like that's on you. But drink a lot of water. The candies help because a lot of times people get things like cotton mouth or they chew on their own skin or teeth depending on the drugs that they're doing. Um,
Hmm.
so like those things help a lot. Um, also
Yeah.
too, I also want to just a side note. Don't be afraid of ground control. They're kind of just like people like us that are a little bit more Plur veterans that just go like literally the whole job's to run around and make sure you're okay. They're not cops. So
What
the
is ground control, though? I think you
ground
have to
control,
explain.
it's just like they're like think of it as like hosts, like extended hosts. So like if you're not feeling well, they'll take you to med tent. You won't get in trouble for being on the drugs. Again, we're not encouraging it, but you're not gonna be in trouble for it. It's safety first with these people. They're there for comfort. They're the ones that also offer you lollipops and stuff too. They make sure you have water. Like they just kind of go around, and if you're not feeling okay, just think of them as like a really safe space. Because we like that around here. They're a safe space for you if you're in trouble or if you feel like you're overdosing or your friend's not okay or like if you need something being under the influence. So don't be afraid of ground control. They're not cops. Probably don't go up to a
Yeah.
cop and tell them you have drugs if you have drugs, but ground, let them know and they'll take care of you.
Yeah, I
Keep that.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. And they are oh, sick candy. Show that off.
Okay, so my little sister made me this one because she's like a little player in training. The ones that obviously stand out. One, my friend Derek gave me a Poke card. We actually lost them at Nocturnal. They
Oh,
separated from us immediately when we got there. I'll be honest, I'm not super sure what this is, but I got that.
looks
Like,
like the Mandalorian. I don't know what it is.
but it's like, look, I got the spiky one.
That's
Oh,
cute.
this one's Io. I have a friend that like wears that dead mouse
Oh, that's sick.
um thing everywhere, every rave, and I keep bumping into him at raves. He gave me
Mm.
the Io. But like each of these has something, or at least a moment. Like even if it's a little blurry, like it was a beautiful moment receiving it. And then
Mhm.
and then one more thing too, like since we did discuss Plur, that's actually how you pass candy because you're passing the vibes. You have positive vibes. So peace, love, unity, respect.
Ooh,
That's
do it. Do it. Show them how to do it. Do the thing.
all right, Sally.
Mhm.
Okay, so peace would be the P, and then
Oh,
love, and it looks like that, and then
mhm.
unity. Wait, no, yeah, unity, and then respect, and then you pass the candy, and then respect. Usually, give them a hug or some sort of like
Yeah.
thinking. So it's Plur. That's how you
Mhm.
pass
Yeah.
pass the vibes. So, and
Yeah.
then you can do that with pages too. My friend Neto gave me his badge, and that was his trade. Some people give like and a bunch of stuff. That's just how you pass it is with
I
Plur.
love it. I love it. It's so
I
nice and it's such a small and thoughtful thing to do at a
Hmm.
festival. Like you don't expect to give gifts at a festival like that.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But always safety first.
Yeah,
Good
I
vibes.
just want to say something about the drug thing is like, um, just be smart. You know what I mean? Like that's literally like, so many people just think they're invincible and you're not. And just be smart. Always research what you're putting in your body. Um, you know what I mean? Like, um, you want to live and tell the story of this experience, and we all want you to. So it's better off being smart than
Mhm.
sorry. I actually have a funny story. Um,
Just a side note, that's the extra R in Plur's responsibility.
oh yeah, that's right.
It's
Hmm.
not Plur
That's
if you're being an idiot and doing stupid shit trying to kill
that's yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Or not
new.
watching out
When
for
I was
friends.
first raving, like that wasn't there. The second R wasn't there.
Yeah, now it
Um,
is. And I mean just to let people know who maybe, this is the first time that you are learning about rave culture, raves in general, let alone Plur. Um it's it's definitely expanded over time, like Weston's saying, that R wasn't there before. And there's a lot of like new pros and cons to EDC as well that have changed over time, but
yeah,
responsibility has become so big. And just this past year, and it's really really changed rave culture. And I think it's kind of a milestone of the rave community to take such great care, not even just in that moment but like before and even after a rave. Does that make
yeah,
sense? Would you guys like agree with that?
I
yeah,
agree.
100%.
I agree. So it's ever expanding because it's like these. I think this just developed core principles because things do change. I'm sure, like I know that there was a phase, and I'm very lucky I haven't experienced it, but where the whole Plur is dead thing kind of came from because so many people had bad experiences that
Yeah.
like again it takes us to kind of reinforce those core values. But the
Hmm.
extra R really comes from like if your friends like super super messed up, you ever go out with your friends like even to a club and like they're just too drunk that it's just not fun anymore. Like it's not a safe space anymore. And
Yeah.
create
Uh-huh.
it's responsibility. Like you don't just go to get messed up, you go for the experience in the community. And if you're not going for the
Yeah,
right reasons, that's not Plur. And that doesn't really align with the rave values.
Yeah, who
all
you
right.
go with matters.
Mhm.
There's
Louis,
a
Had a story too.
Yeah, there's a funny story that I so this wasn't really a rave, but it was like I went to go see Dylan Francis
ooh, nice.
and DJ Getter, and they were playing at a um some type of club venue in LA, and but it was a packed house,
Mhm.
and this has never happened to me at a rave, but it's just so funny because um I was buying alcohol, and I went to go buy alcohol, and I had two drinks in my hand, and I went to go find my friend that I went with, and because she was up in the middle, sort of where you would initially have like a mosh pit.
Mhm.
And so I'm kind of tallish, so like I'm kind of holding my drinks like this, and I'm like maneuvering my way so I don't like spill my alcohol.
Mhm.
And it's so crowded. And so I had a finger sticking out, and I swear to God, like some girl tripped, and I kid you not, sucked on my finger for a bit. She tripped and like literally like I'm like this, I'm like like
You're like, get
like
off
she just
me.
Yeah, like I kind of choked her with my
Did
finger for a
did
bit.
you like it? Did that do something for you?
That was my first sexual awakening. Yes, I'm just kidding. No,
He had
it
never
was
been
probably the
touched by
most
women
Getting too
until
awkward.
that
funny
moment.
there sometimes.
It was probably the most awkward thing too because she was like right there with her boyfriend, and
What?
she
Oh my
and
god, she needed something. She
I
needed
feel
a
like we
pop.
just yeah, I feel like we just went to second base a little bit.
You're like, would you like a lollipop? Can you?
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
it
That's
was, and I
crazy.
was like, my bad. She seemed so confused about what just happened.
His right thumb's being sucked on. He just slides out the left one for the boyfriend. Like
Yeah, like I'm like, don't worry, there's more to come around. There's more for everyone.
the shoe comes off, you just see a toe come up.
Yeah, yeah.
There was
Oh my God.
there was one time I think a girl liked me, and I literally ran away just because she came up so aggressive. Like she was had a lollipop.
She ran away.
Like she was running
Damn.
up to me. She made eye contact with me, and a lot of people are friendly there. So I smiled back, but then she's like coming for me. Like
Oh my god.
it scared me because I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but I feel uncomfortable. I literally ran away.
I
I
have
was like,
I have another. So my last DJ gig, I don't know if I should say that because like she's probably not listening, but like anyways, there's this girl that was like drunk and she was like flirting with me hardcore. And I kid you not, like at first it was like it started off as like a joke, but like she went on, it was like a movie. So it was like a barbecue, it was like an outside barbecue, and they're giving people hot dogs. And she the whole time she was telling me like how into me she was, and like
Mm.
the more the day got on, the more drunk she got. And I kid you not, I swear you're probably gonna think I'm fucking lying, but she's staring at me, and she took the hot dog out of the bun,
No, stop it right
and
now. Stop. You're
do you
playing. You're
do you know
bullshitting.
what she
You're
starts?
I
bullshitting.
guess
No,
this
I
is where you are
swear to
now.
God,
I
she
call
start.
BS.
I swear to God, she starts sucking on the hot dog, looking at me. She not just sucking on it. She's like doing the twisty McGluck
In front of everybody?
3000 in front of fucking everybody, and I'm the only one like witnessing this. I'm like I'm like nervous laughing at this point, and she starts slapping on her face and her tongue. I'm like, bro.
What's
At first
this?
I thought at first I thought she was like legit like just oh this girl is fucking funny like she's a clown, and then it
You
just
just
kept
start
on getting
laughing.
more. It just she started putting it in between her tits like her boobs, sorry, and
I feel
like
like
it
boobs
was
is
just
better.
I know
I know
yes I'm sorry no,
in her chest area.
her titties yeah her chest areas her chesticles
Her big old bitties.
and yeah and so it went on for like a legit good 3 minutes.
You watched this woman for 3 minutes.
And you
Yeah, I did not know what to
look
do, and so
away,
I'm
take
like laughing because
pictures,
like I'm like
like call bullshit.
I'm like nervous laughing at this point because like I have no idea what to do because that's never happened to me before, but like it legit felt like a fucking movie.
I would have
And
ran away.
It sounds like a scene out of the
I would
movie.
have literally ran away.
she added me on Instagram. I legit told her about that, and she was like she had to apologize because she's like I'm so embarrassed that I did that.
How did she
And
remember? Did somebody tell her that she did
It's not-
that? Oh no, you told her.
I told her.
How do
Because
you
apparently
bring that up to somebody?
I'm the only one that fucking saw
Plot twist, he seen. No, I'm just kidding.
it.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Here VR.
Yeah.
Thinking. No, I'm
And
just
no, she but like it was
people really do all that though.
it was the
Okay, look.
funniest shit ever and
Look.
I don't even
Here's why I believe him, okay? Because I have a very similar
Unreal to
story.
me.
And just because like I love them so much, I'm not gonna say like the people that we were with, but Tyler and I were on vacation and
Mhm.
they had a child with them and it was supposed to be like a very like laid back, cool family vacation. Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very wholesome, very, very nice. And then someone in the group had the idea to go to Cabo. And there was a Senior Frogs there and they were like, let's go check it out. Like, we hear fun stuff. And I don't know if you know what senior frogs over there in Mexico is about, but that stuff gets like, it gets buck wild. Okay.
Yeah.
Very questionable things happen at senior frog. Questionable things happen in general all over Mexico. But, like,
Yeah.
this particular place is very infamous for a lot of the, help me out here, like, more over things like that you don't
Yeah.
normally see. And
Yeah.
I really didn't know to what extent that went to until this occasion. And there were people who were also on drugs, which I'm sure that girl in your story was definitely on, because like I've
I don't
seen
think
that.
that's alcohol.
It's definitely not alcohol. It's definitely something other, a lot stronger than
Yeah,
alcohol.
maybe.
It's all mid acid trip, like.
Serious. And there was these two couples at a table behind us, and people are drinking and shaking their ass and taking off their clothes and stuff. But I turn around just, to take a look around, and the couple the couple was swapping couples and taking turns performing on the male counterpart behind us.
Okay.
And
Wow.
uh we had a child with us, and it was just very out in the open, like sitting at a high top table. I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even kidding. Sitting at a high top table, just going to town.
This shit's
And
real. People are like this.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm
Were they
just like,
like straight
I'm
up
like,
fucking?
no, they were
No.
oral.
pleasuring, completely oral, completely
Oh, it's
oral,
completely oral.
completely oral. Yeah,
God
and it was
damn.
just the
But what
girl.
the lady in your story was picturing is what they were doing
Yes.
in front of a child in Mexico.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, and the thing was there were children here too. Yeah.
Wait, what did he say?
Yeah.
In his story, there was also children. And Rob,
Yeah.
that's
I
a
mean,
big fact.
you can kind of mask that a little bit because it's an actual weenie, like a
Yeah.
hot dog,
Yeah.
not like a
Yeah.
person's weenie.
Oh no, yeah. You
Yeah.
saw everything. You saw everything. I
That's
saw how much of it in her mouth went and
I would have. I don't know. In
where it went.
situation again, I don't know because I wasn't there and I can't say unless it happened. But like my first thought would hypothetically be to take the child. Okay, come on, let's go.
So I
I'm
okay.
just being crazy right now.
I was the first to see it, and I kind of like hit Tyler like, honey, like we have to say something, because they were completely oblivious. They didn't know what's going on, and then we just see the little one just like,
dang.
and I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna be scarred for life. Oh my god, oh my god. And then like Tyler puts his arm around the kid, and I'm just like, this poor child is gonna be traumatized for the rest of his life. I was
Yeah.
my heart was racing because I felt so uncomfortable, and I didn't know what to do. And then I had to like say, I said their name. I was just like, hey, like I told the mom, and I was like, I didn't know how to motion, and she's just like not getting it, and I'm like,
She's like, what's the issue?
like
You're like, what else do I need to do? Just
I just got busy.
she's like, what the fuck, like, bitch, you want to
What
pina
are you-
colada? What? And I
you
was like, no, like, and like by
sucking
the
off a
time,
ghost? Like what's going on?
and when she like looked around, she's like, and then she like grabbed her husband, and she was just like, and he's just like, oh fuck, like like
Yeah.
we just all collectively knew in that moment, like, this poor fucking child is fucking traumatized. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, we did not expect any of that to go down there. And so
Yeah.
we had to get out of there. And like obviously we all kept looking at some point, one of the guys like noticed us looking over there. And it was like they just completely like didn't see, like they literally felt like there were only people there. It seemed like they had to like snap out of it. And like
Yeah.
one of them was just like, oh shit, and like kind of like hit one of the girls, and the girl gets like off the guy.
This is why you should have a trip sitter if you ever. Just a side
I
note.
think it was intentional. I think I was really thinking, and you know what? But because
Okay,
it
well,
was
there should always be like a DD or a trip sitter, somebody to kind of take care of you guys.
it did not look like they regretted.
What are the
anything.
lines that you do not want crossed? And like
I
you need somebody there to be reasonable. It's like, what lines do you not want crossed? A, B, and C. Okay, so we'll leave if any of those.
We're a perfect example of that, Celeste and I. Like she's very good about communicating with me before we go out. Like, all right,
Yeah.
like if A, B, and C happens, like how do you want me to respond? You know, like
Yeah.
and like we're very open and communicative, and that's why I love you. I love you girls. Jordan, you too. Like you gotta take care of your girlfriends. Girls, I don't know how like guys work when they go out, but yeah, the same
They
applies.
watch
We
you
don't
do
give a fuck.
something and laugh.
I'm just kidding.
Weston's like it's every man for themselves. Like
Yeah, yeah. You know how many homies I've lost on the dance floor?
that's
I'm just kidding.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah. I'm gonna pour one out.
Doggy dog world out there.
He's almost the bottle.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But trip sitter, DD, same shit. Like, just have one person there to like watch you guys, because shit like that's not okay. Because it's like if that were to happen, even if it is just alcohol, but like,
Yeah.
hey, like you guys need to go somewhere else. Like, if you want to do what you do, get a hotel. But, like,
Responsibility.
I have to stop you right there. You really want to do this planet, like, not here.
At one time, when I was doing a lift, I was a Lyft driver for one of the raves. I think it was Escape. Yeah, I believe it was Escape.
It was Beyond, because I remember
last year.
For you too. The most recent one I think was Beyond, because we heard that you were there, but you weren't there.
Oh, really?
Beyond, right, Sally? Was it he lifts Beyond?
Does it wait?
I did work.
I remember you mentioning him being a Lyft driver when we were at Beyond together.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I did.
So I picked up a couple. I picked up a couple late at night.
Sorry. Go ahead.
And they both it was a couple, and they both just started fucking in my back seat.
Oh shit.
What did you do? What'd you say?
Like riding. I was just like looking in the window in the fucking rearview mirror, and I was just like, they are complete fucking. Like clothes off, like everything. And I got there. I got to their.
You better tip me an extra $100.
I know.
For real.
And so I got to their
therapy.
Shout out to
I got to their destination. And they still didn't stop. And so I was just like, hey, I legit had to poke them, like stop. And then
where you are, like super drunk.
They're drunk as fuck.
Shit. Damn.
And so I was like, I'm not about to wait until they finish. So like I
don't want to be here when that happens. Thank you. You just start rubbing your nipple. Weston just starts yanking it. He's like, yeah. Like reverse Uno their ass. You know what I mean? Like make them uncomfortable. Like you know, like fuck them. I would have like fuck them.
Like I'd be like, is this an invitation?
Like, why do I gotta deal with this? I'm just a fucking Lyft driver. Like,
throw water on them. I could have just thrown water at them and get the fuck out. Like, I would have pulled over as soon as that happened. Like, get the fuck out.
That's so wild. Oh my god.
I know. It was definitely an interesting experience. But luckily,
how did you get them off of each other? Like, what was
so
your last straw? What was your 13th?
So luckily, so I was tapping because. So the guy was sitting down and the girl was riding him, and so her back was facing me. So I tapped her on the shoulder. I was like, "Hey, ma'am, dude." I was trying to get the guy's like face, but like his eyes were like rolled back in his head.
Oh god.
And so my final thing was like I kind of just like fucking clapped like really loud next to the girl's ear, and she was like, "Huh?" And like it snapped her out of it, and she was like, "Oh, babe, we gotta go." And I was like, "Yeah, you gotta go." And he was like, "My bad," and he like tipped me $20.
That's it. That's it. For that,
they were on something.
The 200 at least. Like, what the fuck? $20.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was bad.
They come back. I feel like you should pay us, bro. Like, what you?
Yeah.
You tip them. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for the show. I'm gonna go home and cry now.
I just imagine like seeing you like at a stoplight or something, and like you're just pulled over watching these people fuck, and you're just like,
Yeah. I'm like, what do I
Weston
do?
not being a mean guy or anything, just like, hey,
Yeah.
you have to report shit like that?
you're here.
What?
Do you have to? Sorry, Celeste. Do you have to report shit like that? Like, what do you do?
So
What does Lyft want you to
no, I mean, you can
You
what
should.
I do what you can do is you can give them a bad review. You
That's
do?
can rate you can rate them
As
so
a
that
rider,
when they get another
you can
ride,
give
it
them
makes
as
it
a
difficult.
rider.
Yeah. So you can rate them and give them a bad review, but to report them, they'd have to actually make like a
Oh,
um.
I think. Oh, you know what it might have been? It might have been his timer because it just hit an hour.
Oh, you're right.
Maybe because he was on his phone. Remember?
Yeah, you're
But
right.
it
You're
probably
right.
kicked. It probably kicked him off. I knew we were gonna have this problem. Damn it! It's all right. It's okay.
That's all right. But I mean, I guess like we can rant about this stuff forever. There's so many
Yeah,
rave
there's
stories.
so many stories. I mean, honestly,
There's something with just like rave stories, and another with like Plur etiquette, because like there's so
yeah.
much to cover.
And I love Plur etiquette. I think that we can. I think we have a responsibility as being part of the rave community to spread it.
You just
And I
like
think
your
that it.
friends. That's all.
Yeah, and I agree. And I don't think that it's something that limits itself just at EDC. Like it's something that you can take back with you and extend and like teach others. Because you know, out here in the real world, it's tough. We're taught to be afraid of one another. We're taught to not say hi or, share a smile or offer a hand to people or to a stranger.
That's
So,
still be
I
safe
don't know
though.
what happened. Sorry, guys.
yeah, be safe. I mean, and honestly, this is just my personal opinion. You guys could all take this with a grain of salt, but I just feel like if you're genuine and pure hearted and think that the world could use a little bit more kindness, there should be no fear in your heart because love is very real, and the more genuine and honest love that we can get, the more that bad stuff goes away.
That
So
too.
I think it's like also keeping a positive mindset, and the Plur energy can exist out here in the real world. We just gotta put ourselves out there, and that's what EDC promotes: putting yourself out there and being very, very radically accepted.
But
And
maybe
Yeah.
still get the theft proof backpacks and phone leashes. Those are
yes,
still, if
because
not from other people taking it from you losing it. So and good
Yeah.
luck getting it back. I'm just very very lucky. So
and always say something when you see something. If something feels off,
first,
say something. There's really no harm in you telling anybody. There's always people and staff there to help you. Um,
Yeah.
bro.
Anything else, you guys, about
Yep.
Plur that you'd like to say? I mean,
Mm,
I have so many questions on your story, Weston, but like that was very, very interesting, and I believe it 100% just because of what I witnessed. Like it's
yeah.
crazy. But yeah, we could go on and on about that. It's probably better for another episode because like a lot of
Yeah,
my
definitely.
start from that. But I just want to say thank you guys for being a part of Safe Space. I had a lot of fun
Me
on
too.
our very first StreamYard. Shout out to StreamYard and thank you so much. We're glad to be a part of the StreamYard community. This is how we're going to be broadcasting all of our podcasts and lives from here on out. So I really hope that you guys can join us and stay tuned for more podcasts, more lives, more fun stuff. And I want to say
Definitely.
thank you for listening and have a good night.
Wait, and one more thing. Player's not dead. Don't be a jerk. Take care of each other.
Yeah.
Wait, bye.
Bye.
It's like, wait.